Hello, this is Sebastian from socialanxietysolutions.com. I'm a former social anxiety disorder sufferer and a social confidence coach, and I've been coaching socially anxious clients for the past 9 years using a combination of Western traditional psychology as well as the new and emerging and exciting field of energy psychology. And so I release these videos each week, and sometimes I pick a question that is posted under one of my videos, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So here we go. By the way, while I look this up, I also do a podcast in iTunes, and there I interview psychologists, coaches, healers, psychotherapists, researchers, best-selling authors for their best social anxiety secrets. And it's called Social Anxiety Solutions. Under that name, you can find it in iTunes, or you can go to my website, Social Anxiety Solutions. You can listen there and download the episodes there. All right, so the question was, or rather it was a comment, but I thought I could share something that might be helpful to both the girl asking and you know, hopefully to other people as well. All right, so here we go. By Kenty. My problem exactly is that right in the middle of the conversation, it could be over the phone or in person, I get these sudden thoughts, or sometimes just the emotions itself. I could be fine totally in the conversation, that the person can perceive that I'm anxious at that moment, and it makes me feel lost in the conversation and don't know what to say, which actually makes me come across like a boring person or not interesting or intelligent. And then I feel horrible and ashamed, no good, and of course don't like myself. The weird thing is that sometimes I can be totally fine, not very often though, and feel confident, loving, and connected with people. I don't know, I'm so confused. So Kenty, thanks for your comment, and I just wanted to say a couple of things about it. You know, let me just put this down on my fantastically official recording studio. So what you're saying is like, oh, I'm in the middle of a conversation on the phone, and then when I think that someone is thinking that I'm anxious, now I lose my train of thought, I can't focus anymore, and then the rest of the whole shitstorm starts. Okay, so what's happening in that moment is your non-acceptance of your anxiety shows up, your fear of your anxiety symptoms, and of other people noticing it, it becomes present. So in your brain, currently, it is linked that the anxiety symptoms themselves that you're experiencing, the heart beating faster, the lump in your throat, sweating, tightness in your chest, tightness in your stomach, you name it, whatever the symptoms are for you, these symptoms themselves have become a trigger for an even stronger fight, flight, freeze response. So your brain has linked the social anxiety symptoms as dangerous. And on top of that, what other people think of you about being anxious is also linked in your brain as dangerous. So now you're on the phone, everything is fine, la 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 la, and then the thought comes, what if they notice that I'm anxious, you know? Or maybe you notice that your heart is beating a bit faster. You're like, oh no, I'm getting anxious. Or what if they notice it? And then these kinds of thoughts and these kinds of feelings trigger an even stronger fight, flight, freeze response, and now you get even more anxious. And then it continues even further as you write. It makes me come across like a boring person, or not interesting, or not intelligent. Okay, that might be true, but it might also be true that you have some judgment about how you're coming across, about how you should come across, how you shouldn't come across. That makes things worse, and I feel horrible and ashamed, no good, and of course don't like myself. All right, why of course? So in your mind you've got it linked that whenever I feel social anxiety, I don't like myself, right? So you've identified yourself with the social anxiety. So rather, oh, I'm feeling these uncomfortable sensations in my body. Wow, that's uncomfortable. Now it's like, oh, I feel these uncomfortable sensations, so there's something wrong with me and I'm horribly ashamed of myself, and how can I possibly like myself? That makes the problem worse. And then there's the shame on top of it, and it's all connected. And so it becomes this big entangled mess. So what you want to do is you want to untangle the mess, easier said than done, and you want to come to you want to come to terms with the status quo. So the status quo is what's going on for you right now. What's going on for you right now is you have a problem with social anxiety. You get triggered, your brain is perceiving potential threats and it's alarming you about those potential threats, and you're dealing with feelings about the status quo, about the fact that you have a problem, and you're judging yourself for the fact that you have a problem. All of these become tappable targets. So in the beginning of this video, I said that I specialize in using Western traditional psychology and Eastern energy psychology. Eastern energy psychology is an umbrella term for techniques like Psyche, emotion code, logosynthesis, intention-based energy processes, TAT, topless acupressure techniques, and a wide variety of other ones. But the most well-known one is called EFT. It stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. It's used by tens of millions of people worldwide. A video went viral of where they had implemented EFT in the schools, and I think the last time I checked it had 15 million views. There have been more than 100 peer-reviewed studies done on the effectiveness of this technique. It's amazing. I use it to overcome my own social anxiety. I've helped hundreds of people overcome their social anxiety with it as well. So it's scientifically proven to be effective. It's amazing. So you can use that technique, and it's a tapping technique where you tap on specific acupressure points in the body. Now, if you see this for the first time, you're probably like, yeah, right, dude, that's really weird. And that's right, it is really weird, but it works really well as well. So what it does is when you're stimulating these acupressure points, it's like a psychological form of acupuncture, and you think about something that's upsetting you, say an upcoming meeting, then the stimulation of these acupressure points sends a little signal to the part of your brain called the amygdala, which regulates your hormones. And studies have shown that it decreases the production of serotonin, your stress hormone, and it increases the production of, no, I'm saying it wrong. It decreases the production of cortisol, I always do this, and it increases the production of serotonin, your happy hormone. And these biochemical responses create a sense of calm. So you think about the thing that upsets you, this upcoming meeting. You start doing the tapping while you think about what upsets you, and then the tapping starts to disconnect and release the excessive emotions that are connected to what it is that you're thinking about. So you can use that to aim very specifically at what's bothering you. So a couple of things are bothering you. You're ashamed of the fact that you have social anxiety. That's a tappable target. So you can focus on that shame and do the tapping. You're judging yourself for having social anxiety. That's a tappable target. You can focus on that and do the tapping on it, etc. Right? So learning about this technique and understanding social anxiety, how it fits together, your own psychology, and all of that will lead you to get to a place where you can step by step overcome your social anxiety. Now, if you want to learn how to do that, go to socialanxietysolutions.com / I have no idea what the / is. Go to my website and get the free social confidence starter kit there, because I can't explain in such a short video how you are going about that. In that starter kit, I have 10 videos where I teach the technique to you. By the way, this is all for free. And I also guide you through an experience of it, so you can actually feel the feelings in your body shift. Because just hearing about this, you're probably like, yeah, right. But when you actually start to feel your emotions move around in your body, then it becomes a whole different experience. If you don't want to do that, check out any of the, I think I have more than 100 videos out there, and on a whole bunch of them I actually guide people through some of these experiences, and read the comments underneath it. People are shifting their emotions. This really works. All right, and so you can go to my website, socialanxietysolutions.com, and then there's a little tab that says Overcome Social Anxiety, and that will lead you to the page where you can get those 10 free videos, along with a free ebook where I talk about how I overcame my own social anxiety and what the 4 steps are to go from social anxiety to rock solid social confidence. That's it for this week's video. All right, hope that was helpful. Thanks, Kenty, for your comment. Appreciate it. And yeah, I release a video like this every Thursday, so subscribe here somewhere, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.